What's up, everybody? This is Battlefield Joe 97 here. Sorry it took a few days since I didn't get my impressions rant review on the Xbox reveal. I wanted to at least state one thing about the reveal. It was the worst reveal I have seen through a console in a long time. And that the Xbox One is a stupid name. It's hypocritical to the tagline that are saying the all-in-one entertainment. And that's all I have to say about the whole matter. I agree with almost anybody who has any negative things about the Xbox reveal. But this is what I'm going to do out of this video. What I'm going to do for this video is to state to you, the consumers, who are thinking about buying the Xbox One, who know about the consequences of getting one or doesn't know about the consequences of getting an Xbox One. Now, yes, the title of this video is stating do not buy an Xbox One. You could make an assumption of me being a hater towards Microsoft and the Xbox brand, and that I'm a lover or a fanboy towards Sony or Nintendo or even PC in general. I'm not. If either company does something bullshit to any consumer that is unfriendly to them, I will state the bullshit. If Nintendo had this kind of features that were in their Wii U, I would state the bullshit. If Sony would have these kinds of features in their upcoming PlayStation 4, which they shouldn't, because that would just fuck up what they're going to do for competing to the Xbox One, I would say shit towards them as well. So either way, I am not associated to any other companies, and I'm stating through this opinion alone, and I have a script to go out of many negative things about the Xbox One. So alright, if you add up a lot of money and you're going to get like a system for the Wii U, PS4, or the Xbox One, I would state not buy an Xbox One. Now, why is that, Battlefield Joe? Why not get Microsoft's next Xbox One? Well then, I'm going to state a lot of negative things about the Xbox One, and that I have sources for each of these negatives through the description below, or I might prop them through the video through annotations. One article from Kotaku.com stating that the Xbox One will require you to be on the internet, to have an internet connection for at least 24 hours a day, so that your Xbox One will try to connect to Microsoft servers for certification. Now you may be thinking, what is this for certification used for? Well then, have that in the back of your head, because later on in the video I will explain to you this for certification. But if you're not connected, if you're not connected to the internet for at least 24 hours a day, well, it sucks to be you, because you're blocked from even playing single player titles until it's connected. Do you like renting games? Do you like lending games for experiences to your friend, or even borrowing them from your friend? Well, tough luck, because from this article in Techno Buffalo, every Xbox One game that you buy new, you must register it to your Xbox Live account in order to play it. After that point, it will only work for you and your console. No one else can use that unless they pay a used game fee. Essentially, here's how it works. You pick up a used Xbox One game like Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which is confirmed for the Xbox One system, mind you. From somewhere or someone, you pop it into your system, and the system verifies it has to be registered to your account. Now, if it isn't registered to your account, well, in order to play that used game, you have to pay Microsoft a used game fee, which is currently slated to be a full retail price. So if you bought the used AC4 Black Flag game on Xbox One for at least $15 on your GameStop, your local GameStop, and then you go into your room, you put it in your Xbox One console, then it connects to the internet, and then when Microsoft has this prompt in your server to give us your money, in a nutshell, you're paying even more money to even pay that title, even though that title was already paid for new from the retailer like GameStop or the original owner who sold that game to GameStop for used, and that kind of shit. And for how it is, you pay them a certain fee, which is slated for blah blah blah, I said that already. But it doesn't matter how scratch it up or how cheap you got it in GameStop or from a friend, you aren't just buying those physical copies of a game anymore. You're paying Microsoft a licensing fee to even be allowed to play a game. So, even if that game was already bought new from the retailer or from your friend, tough shit, you dare play that game used, you're going to get punished for it. So you You pay a license for the whole thing. And it's even worth mentioning that Microsoft is exploring even more ways for you to trade in and resell your used games. It's a rumor to be made, meaning that you can still sell your digital license to the game registration back to Microsoft. Likely for maybe Microsoft points, but I doubt that. You can trade in that game at a GameStop or for some cash if you like, but either way, as it currently stands, new owners will have to pay a fee on top of the price they bought for that used physical game copy. So, I'd like to have this question to any Microsoft employee who watches this video. What happens to indie retailers? Indie retailers that are not GameStop or Walmart, whatever it is. You know, the gamers who have their stops to buy the games for the gamers. What happens to them? Does Microsoft have this system for indie retailers? I doubt that, considering how much they are, in an IGN article, shafting indie developers in the equation of games being made for the Xbox One. What happens to the indie retailers and the indie developers, you may say? Well, then, you're not allowed to. Well, indie developers right now, the indie retailers is still not starting yet. But if you're an indie developer who wants to publish something in the Xbox One market, well, too bad. Because the only way you're ever going to get your games that are indie in Xbox One is that you get a big publisher like Electronic Arts or Activision to even consider having, marketing that indie development game in Xbox One. And we all know how those big companies are to games and wanting to put gimmicks in their shits like online passes and microtransactions and all that other fucking bullshit. So how it is, Microsoft is forcing these indie developers to enter in these publishing deals, which for one, they could have just done into being, having jobs for those big companies. And it's just making the PlayStation 4, the Wii U, and even PC in general more appealing for indie developers to get their games notified. Hell, even the Ouya. The Ouya is making it even more appealing to have their games developed than what Xbox One is. You're just making it more restrictive. Yeah, you can read that through the IGN article. Now, I'm not quite done yet. There's still even more negatives to go for it. Now, for how it is, if any of you watched that Xbox reveal Xbox One video, where in a nutshell it was like television, 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 sports, 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 Call of Duty, dogs, Call of Duty, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. Look at how realistic this fish moves, even though Super Mario 64 did that shit. 17 years, if I can remember, 17 years ago. We still need to show that feature for the Xbox One buyers. And yeah, they showed like the live functionalities to use for their television and the NFL, sports, whatever. But here's something to consider, and this is from a Fiji247.com article. You obviously have a cable box or direct TV in your room as we speak. That you use your cable box and your TV to play your games and that whatever. And that you pay a monthly subscription fee to your television provider. So, do you really need to shell out hundreds of dollars to pay that monthly subscription fee for that television provider? Another one. Now, I'm not talking about the console price itself, and I'm talking about hundreds of dollars as well. To view television in your Xbox One, you are required to have another separate device in order for the live television functionality to work on the Xbox One. Now, why would you even consider shelling out even more money for something you already have, like your cable box or your DirecTV? And for one, as I stated before, the hypocrisy out of the all-in-one entertainment system with the Xbox One, for the one box to rule them all, is two boxes to rule them all, and then other fucking devices, like 5 or 6 of them more, in order to make the goddamn service to work for Xbox One. Why would you even consider shelling out even more of your disposable income on something you have? And even if it is, DirecTV is much cheaper than that. Or, if you're a subscriber to Hulu Plus, Netflix, Amazon, or hell, you use YouTube to watch your videos for free, for much cheaper, what's the point of having another fucking device in order to connect to your Xbox One, in order to see something that you already have a controller for your television to switch on, in order to see television on your television? You're essentially buying a gimmick cable box that you don't even need. And if so, what's the point of having an Xbox One? If that's the whole premise that Microsoft showed in their conference, the reveal. And so far, from how much they reveal that it's not even a game console, and from how much many of the Xbox apologists would like to say, wait for E3 out of the games. Even if Microsoft shows the best games of all time, like a new rare IP, a new rare game with Banjo-Kazooie in the title that is not a fucking Lego car making game, I would still, none of you could even consider even trying to touch or even buy the Xbox One. Because there's even more possibilities. Put your tinfoil hat for this one, folks. Because there's so many other negative possibilities for this system. The Xbox One's features will not function unless you have Kinect 2.0, the big fat HAL 9000, connected to your Xbox One in order to plug it in. And it's not an optional peripheral anymore, from an IGN article. So imagine, what happens if your Kinect 2.0 HAL 9000 breaks on itself? Well, tough shit. No more Xbox One for you. No more getting your ass up to push the on button on your console. No more pressing on into your controller in order to turn the console on. Goodbye out of that. But there's much worse than that. So pay attention, because this is important, and this could go within your privacy area. The Kinect 2.0 will always be watching, and it will always be listening, even when the system is off. Now, this may sound like a conspiracy theory, but from what I have in the background, it's true. And it says right here, every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you every single day, every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you, la 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 la, you give us your money, you dumb piece of shit, la 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 la. That must be Microsoft's ringtone as of what they're having for the Xbox One. And yeah, sorry for the singing, but that's the whole point. But pay attention for this one. One of the ways to turn the system on is to shout to your fucking machine, Xbox on, while the system is off. The Kinect, which has to always be on in order for that function to even work, to hear you and to turn on for it, it might be a cool feature to have, but did you know? Did you know Microsoft is patenting a feature on Kinect 2.0 that will allow its cameras, yes, it has cameras in it and is no longer a sensor bar anymore, to spy on you, the individuals who bought the system, for the Motion Picture Association of America, the worst organization in America, mind you, to fuck up consumers' rights, to spy on you for them. Now, while this may not actually happen, or it might actually do this, it's quite possible for them to do this because, you know, it has a camera and it has a microphone, and the Kinect has to always be on, and is always listening and always watching you for it. And here's one of those ideas for the MPAA. An idea being tossed around for that feature. It will allow the game developers and movie producers to set a limited amount of times of how many people can allow to view an entertainment. Yeah, here's this. So as a hypocritical example, you and 3 friends are watching a movie on your Xbox One, which is the maximum in order to watch a movie. A 4th friend enters the room, and the Kinect sensor bar registers that 4th individual. The movie then stops, and you are promoted to pay a fee. You hear me right. The movie stops when your 4th friend enters in, and you have to pay a fee in order for that extra individual and yourself in the group to view that movie. Again, it's not certain the case yet. It's not certain, but there are so many ways for the idea that currently being used and tossed around for the current capabilities for it. You can, read articles on the listening and the spying through The Verge or Extra Me Tech. Now there's even more. And, it could be either good or bad, but it is annoying. How it is if preventing you from playing the used games or, not being able to use the feed. The Xbox One no longer plays games off the disc because you have to forcefully install every Xbox One title to the hard drive in order to play them. Now, for how it is, it can be either annoying, good or bad. But I believe that the PS3 does that with, downloadable titles like Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, if I remember, does that. But it's not like with PS3 or Sony, they're trying to nickel and dime you for every single thing you're trying to do for the surveys in every corner. It also seems, according to the article in The Verge, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, there's something related to the online portion that I said in the beginning of this video. The option is there for developers to require the Xbox One to always be online for the 24-hour connection to certify them to play their particular games. So, take for example, remember how EA say that they were abandoning their online passes and that they were going to be the good guys, the good consumers and stuff like that? Well, now we know why they stopped their online passes. Because they really don't need to have online passes for the Xbox One. The Xbox One's online structure is basically DRM online passes, and is making it even more of a restricted PC. Thank you, Microsoft, for making consoles even more restricted than what PCs are. At last but not least, another annoyance that we have. The Xbox One will not be compatible with any to all of your current headsets that you use on your Xbox 360, and that it will not be compatible with every 360 title that you have on your shelf. Nope. Companies who do these new headsets altogether will have to make new headsets for the Xbox One, or have to add to Microsoft to maybe spy on us even further. IGN article for that. And with the 360 compatibility. Now, I'm not too riled up with the backwards compatibility at all. Sony's PS4 is not going to have backwards compatibility physically with PS1, PS2, or PS3 titles. But at least they have Gaikai, a reliable online cloud service, in order to maybe do for PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games in the clouds. And I know if you're going to have to pay for them for free, or maybe they're going to have to do like a PlayStation Plus feature where you get to play them for like 3 months or so for free. That would be awesome to do that. That'll be one extra nail in the coffin for Xbox One. I'm not angry with that on the 360 compatibility, but Xbox division Don Mattrick insulted consumers to even consider having the idea of backwards compatibility in the Xbox One for one phrase saying backwards thinking. You can find them through sources of The Verge and the source of the compatibility insult in Polygon. And yep, that's all I have to say. And there's so many negatives out of the Xbox One than positives that it just astounds me how Microsoft is basically just fucking itself over, shooting itself in the foot, and thinking that they're just going to be the the big bean out of the entire town. And so for how I stated it in the beginning of the video and from the title of this video, please do not buy this console. Do not buy an Xbox One. Because for how it is, if you're going to support the Xbox One, you're supporting the very self-centered arrogance, the whole greed of the anti-consumerism, the anti-consumer business practices that Microsoft is implementing out of their DRM restrictive console known as the Xbox One. Speak with your wallet and pass up on that Xbox One, even if they have the best game that they're going to announce at E3. No matter what game they show you, no matter how much you want out of those games, even if they are exclusive. Do the right thing and make a statement towards Microsoft and even companies who might do this shit in the future in general. Refuse to be nickel and dime. Refuse to be the dumb consumer that Microsoft wants you to be. Do not even buy the system. Whatever it is, the PS4, the Wii U, and PC are just the best solutions to get out of your gaming experience. Do you agree with my statement? Are you still an Xbox apologist and wait for E3 and then be nickel and dime by Microsoft? Well then, say them below, and I implore you to share this video on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, whatever social media sites it may be. Share this video so that this word can be spread to even non-gamers, to consumers who don't even go into these sites to know about these bad things that are coming for the Xbox One. This is Battlefield Joe 97, catch you guys later, peace out.